Alrighty, YouTubians, here we go. Got the Freeride set out. Going for a forward launch in pretty nil wind conditions. Got a touch of a breeze there, but not much. Quite so good. Now, one thing I noticed already, feels like my risers are farther apart. It's not bad. Now, just as I was thinking it was going to be super calm and delicious up here, I noticed that the sun's starting to peek out a little bit. Let's see what the climb rate is on this bad girl. She seems pretty good. For sure. There's a touch of some horrible burble action going on there, but not bad. Yeah. So I can tell right off the get-go that the brake input is definitely heavier than in my on the Sirocco for sure. Definitely more of an active pilot kind of wing. Feels pretty good though, dude. The cloud layer is low. I gotta have to stay kind of low to stay below it for sure. Let's go ahead and see how. Oh yeah, she really wants to turn. That's great. It's not bad. All right. So we're probably not going to do anything too crazy today because it definitely feels like the skies are a little funky. And as I can tell, if I fly too high, I'm definitely just going to be in the clouds, which obviously we got to stay clear of the clouds. I don't want to be getting hit by a fracking airplane. That'd be a massive bummer. Oh, she's a pretty wing. Look at her. That's just beautiful from down here. I like that color combination. I wasn't 100% sold on it when I first got it, but from down here, it's absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and give her a little bit of break, see what she does. It's nothing too bonkers. I mean, it's completely within the manageable scenario for sure. Oh, yeah. All right, and back to center. There we go. Boom. And we're flying straight again. Beautiful. Ah! Well, she launched easier than I expected. I was honestly thinking it was going to take more of a run than it did. I feel like this is one of those scenarios where there's a lot of, there's so much brake input, flare authority, that you can really just get a lot out of a little bit of brake as far as lift goes. And I didn't necessarily notice that I was having to run that fast. I don't really know how much of a headwind I had that I was running into. I would say no more than a 3 mile an hour at best. Forecast says 1, but I mean, you know, there's little breezes here and there, and I think I might have caught a little bit of 1. So for the most part, it was pretty delicious. Well, let's just go ahead and see how she does in a corner here. A little burble there, but power on corner, outside brake. It's really not a whole lot freaking different feeling than the Sirocco right at the moment. I mean, aside from the obvious, she's quicker, less inputs to do more stuff. You know, obviously I can turn a lot sharper, but as far as just being belligerently nuts, not anything too weird. Definitely interested to see how the landing goes. I hear it's going to be quite a bit hotter, a little more ground hungry because obviously it's a 17 meter versus the 22 I'm used to flying, so that should be interesting to try out. I'm hoping that the air doesn't start getting real choppy on me just because obviously being a first flight, I would like to not have some kind of weird scenario go on. It almost kind of looks like, based on Bart's vape system that he's got going on down there, that the winds may have shifted, but I can't tell for sure. I'm going to hope that they're all the same. Yeah, we got some slightly rough air. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel uncomfortable with it. It would be interesting to do a side-by-side comparison. Obviously, you can't fly them at the same time, but like, if I were to land and then take off with the Sirocco just to see. I've heard that you feel a lot more of the bumps with this wing than you will with the Sirocco, but I mean, it's not uncomfortable. I'm not I'm not nervous at this point, that's for sure. Everything feels all right. We're not going to gain ourselves enough elevation to do any good wing overs or anything like that, because that cloud layer is so low, it'd just be dangerous to get up that high. It's literally like I wouldn't have to get very high up at all, and I'd just be disappearing in it, and that's not even legal, so we're not going to do that. But what we will do is we'll get a little lower and see if we can carve up some of this lower ground. Just because I'm curious. Phew. Oh yeah, she gained some energy. She drops down and gains some energy. That's good. I like it. I'm a fan. Good fun. Just gotta watch my pitch and roll, obviously. I wonder what my speed difference is flying this versus the Sirocco. I feel like I might be going a little bit faster, but you know, it's hard to say for sure. Can't be too certain. My nose is itchy. Keep having to stow my brakes so I can... Woo! There's a little wonky-tonky action for sure. She might not be the best day for flying a brand new spicy wing. Looks like the wind, according to that little shrubbery, is this direction, so if we head this way. Yeah, there's definitely more force against the brakes. I'm assuming that's obviously because I'm way more loaded on this wing because it's a 17 versus a 22. So obviously it's going to have to be a heavier brake input. But nothing that's uncomfortable. And it's kind of nice because it stops you from just over pulling on the brakes, which obviously would be annoying if it was just like super easy, just, you know, just went crazy all over the place. But no, it doesn't seem bad. The one thing I definitely feel like I noticed though is the risers. I'm sure it's because, so the wing, the length to the wing from my risers is actually shorter because of the fact that the wing is smaller. So that would be why my brakes feel like they're out farther, because the angle is steeper because of the fact that it's a shorter distance from this brake point to the outside tip of the wing. So therefore the risers are going to be more spread apart, and that's definitely something I noticed. It kind of almost makes the field of view a little bit more clear out in front of me, which is kind of nice. But it also makes it feel like I have to have my arms spread apart a little farther, which is slightly less than ideal, but not a big deal at all. I'm sure it's something I'll get used to. It doesn't help that I just got back from the Y working out my shoulders too. Probably not the best combination. Go right from shoulder workout to having to hold your arms up in the air and hold your brakes, you know, that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and climb up a bit, get some elevation, see how she does. Come off our power a little bit, run into a corner, see how she does. Not bad. Nice. So one thing, I was watching one of Tucker's videos where he flies the 16-meter free ride. So this is a 17, 1 square meter bigger. I think I'm probably about 20 pounds heavier than him. I don't know exact his weight, but I'm guessing he's about 155. I'm 175. But so maybe apples to apples. I don't really know for sure. My paramotor is probably lighter than his though, so I'm guessing he's probably a little bit more loaded on his wing if I had to guess for sure. Man, we got ourselves some damp air. My hands are feeling moisture, which I'm sure affects the performance of my motor a little bit, and the glider for that matter too, just because we're in that real thick, heavy air. But yeah, he was talking about how you just throw it into a corner and it really just sticks. I guess I see what he's talking about for the most part. We just nothing too bonkers. So definitely not a beginner wing by any means, obviously. It's a D-rated wing. It's considered an advanced wing. But, I mean, for the most part, it feels stable. It doesn't feel like it's trying to kill me or anything like that, so that's good, you know. Obviously, you just got to pull brake within reason. Don't be an idiot about it. But, so that little sunspot right there might be some thermal action. We're going to go ahead and fly around it. It's weird how it's just bright right there. I just don't really want to try out my first wing, or my first advanced wing doing thermaling. Seems like a bad thing. Kind of a risky time to fly. I thought being overcast it wouldn't be a big deal at all, but a little bit of a risky time to fly just because it's literally midday. It's right about 1 o'clock, something like that. So we're definitely in that time of day where things could pop up rather quickly and unexpectedly. According to the forecast, it's not supposed to happen, but like I said, forecast is about as predictable as, you know, probably about as predictable as the lottery. Let's try a corner. See it? They say it's ground hungry, but it doesn't really seem too ground hungry. We're back to central. Feels good. Nothing feels weird. I don't know. I don't feel like concerned about its performance by any means. I don't feel like it's out to try to kill me, which is great. You know, obviously I'm going easy on her. I'm not trying to frickin' get crazy because we got a couple of factors that just aren't ideal. For one, I don't hardly know the wing very well. It's literally the first time I've ever flown it. And obviously weather is our other unknown. It's not like it's one of those days where it's sunset and just completely dead calm and buttery smooth. You know, I wouldn't go doing foot drags or anything this time of day, even on my Sirocco, so it's not something where you can really predict when you're going to go up and down. But just practice a little bit of brake input action, see how she feels as far as lift goes. We'll go do a little flyby Bart's house there. Do a little bit of closer proximity. I don't want to get too brave, obviously. I got those power lines I got to watch out for, so make sure I got plenty of elevation over those. The other thing, so I was having troubles with my nitro upon second startup. It would basically cut out at full throttle. I might throw a clip in here right now of me trying to do a full throttle start on a second flight, and it's just cutting out. Like, it sounds like I'm letting off the gas, but I'm definitely not letting off the gas. I mean, I was pegged. I've done 1,000 launches, you know. So that it was not the factor. It literally was just cutting out and then cutting back in. And I talked to Dave Jewell over at Blue Sky Para PPG, and he was telling me it might be the gap on my magneto. We'll do a little thing here. I got you, buddy. I'm not landing yet. Yeah, so our winds are changing. Yeah, I see it. Pretty good, bud. So it doesn't feel a whole lot different than my frickin' Sirocco. It does feel like it carries a little more ground speed, but I can't really tell how much wind I'm flying into, so that's kind of hard to say. But yeah, so basically I checked my gap adjustment. I got the measurements from him. Really nice guy, really helpful. So if you guys have any, like if you need any parts or stuff like that, he sells them. You can get them shipped out real quick. Really great guy. But basically, I changed that gap adjustment. So I did some ground testing, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't run it up for, you know, a half hour or an hour or anything like that. So I can't say for sure that it's going to cure the problem, but I'm hopeful that it will. Time will tell, as they say. We're going to see, because I don't really know how hot she comes in. We're going to see how she feels based off of just this right here. Just getting ourselves a little bit of a test. Yeah, so I definitely would overshoot right now. It's just a test. I'll be back. Probably would be wise to land her soon. I don't know. I mean, I can screw around with her a little bit more, I suppose. Throw her some stuff there. Just try it out. Beautiful. So glide ratio didn't seem like it was too much different, honestly, than my frickin' Sirocco, which is surprising based on the size difference. But we'll go ahead and ease out of throttle here, and we'll see how she feels like she's coming in. Don't want to end up in that. I'm gonna say we're probably pretty good. Man, I don't know. She's carrying a lot of...
You had me at hello.
Oh, baby, you got what I need. You got everything I need.
No!
You got what I need.
That wasn't bad.
Everything I need.
Not bad at all.
Oh, baby.
Dude, there was some wonky shit going on. You see that air on the way in, dude? It wasn't ideal. I was having to do like brake, like steering corrections and everything just right on the landing. Yeah, for sure, man.
First impressions, brother?
Love it. Absolutely love it. I can't wait to try it out in some smoother air because it's kind of funky right now. For sure, it's that midday flying on a brand new tiny little wing.
I'm also just a girl. Standing in front of a boy.